Interesting. You are most welcome to the State of Affairs on U24 television. And Pere Amon Ortega is my name, and I want to believe that you are well. For those who are not well, we pray that Almighty God and Allah makes you better and also helps you to live a better life as we go through this season, as we go through what we are going through as a country. We're into the season of elections, campaigns are underway, and I want to believe that you have been able to meet some of your presidential candidates and members of parliament, even the local government, and I want to believe that you are enjoying the campaigns so far. So far so good. And on the State of Affairs tonight, we have a very big privilege and honor to have been joined by a very special team of guests coming from United Children of Armed Forces Network, that is your CAFNet, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves. From the far is Waweyo Henry is coming from SODAF.
Yes,
and
sons and daughters of the Armed Forces.
Sons and daughters
Of the Armed Forces.
Interesting. You're most welcome, Henry, and a privilege and honor to have you tonight.
Thank you, brother.
Next to Henry is the lady called Naewa Refaib, is the public relations officer coming from the same organization. You're most welcome, Faib.
I am so humbled to be here, and thank you.
Also a privilege and honor to have Ndobe Alon, is the central coordinator coming from the same.
Yeah, privileged to be here, and thank you for hosting us.
The State of Affairs, we're going to be looking at a very interesting topic, and we are looking at defending the gains of the freedom fighters and the revolutionaries in this country, and want to believe what is the life of a child, of a soldier, the life of the armed forces, and also growing up in a family where your father, mother, or even caretaker or guardian happens to be a revolutionist, a freedom fighter, I'm an armed man. What is that life like? Are they privileged or they are underprivileged? We're going to look into that in this very conversation, and I want to believe that you're going to enjoy our discussion. They always say ladies first. I don't know who started that, but I cannot stand on the same and violate what has been there for centuries. I want me to start with you, Faib,
Yes,
to help us understand the United Children of the Armed Forces Network. What is this network about? Why did you form this very network? What does it do? And how is it helping and transforming the lives of the children of the armed forces in this country?
Well, I am so happy. Thank you, our host. First of all, UCAFNet is a United Children of Armed Forces that was formed after the formation of so many associations, and it was a directive from the president at a Thanksgiving at Kololo, when he requested that we all come together as one and have a one unified voice. And we are here to let the Ugandans and all children of soldiers know that we are all united under one umbrella called the United Children of Armed Forces. And it's when we talk about armed forces, we are looking at the ones in UPDF, the ones in prisons, the ones in police. We have UA, every person who you see outside there and is armed. We are saying we are all coming together as an umbrella to look at the welfare of a child of a soldier. Why? Why form such an association? It's because as children of soldiers, we have grown up not so well, not so loved, not so cared for. There's a lot we are missing from our parents, for those who sacrificed and went and fought for the peace of this republic. So we are saying, having missed all those opportunities with their parents, I think we need to bring them together and know what they missed out, or those who had the opportunity to have privileged somewhere in who are privileged somewhere in Uganda sections of maybe you're working or you're doing what, but there is somebody else who did not get an opportunity. So we as children of soldiers, we said, let's come together and collect our voices together and see how we can help ourselves also have a unity that can make a cause, and see how we can really help our well-being after missing our parents for so many years and times. And even today, there are those who are still serving, and they don't get chances to see their parents at home. A child of a soldier is also equally a soldier. Your dad is taken to given a transfer to a certain barracks. You have just started a school from here. You are in Magamaga, let me say primary. Before you know it, your father has been given a transfer to Koboko. You have to move, leave that school and go. If you don't have the opportunity of having a family in that place, that means you'll move with your bag, your dad or your mother as a backpack, and hence putting our education at a standstill. So children of soldiers did not enjoy or have not enjoyed the proper upbringing of a child like somebody in a settled home. So as UCAFNet, we came out and said, no, let's have these children, and if there is a way the president can help a child of a soldier through this umbrella, we are here to tell you that we are united and we are ready to serve this government, because we have different people in our associations who have qualifications. Those who have made it, we thank God. Those who have started on scholarships of this government, we are happy. But they don't have jobs. They don't have jobs, and yet we feel that their fathers and or parents are doing a great job for this country, and so they should also be given a priority in this government to also be seen as some good people for the society.
Interesting. Thank you, Fabe. Come to you, Ndobe, but before I come to you, maybe I'm going to ask you, as a child of a freedom fighter, what does this mean? What does the word sacrifice mean to you as an individual?
I want first of all to thank you for surely picking up this interesting discussion. As a child of soldier, the way I understand the sacrifice, first of all, I'll give a personal scenario. I was born in 1989. But I want to tell you that my father, between me and my sister, the one I follow, my sister was born in 1985. I follow next in 1989. That is almost 5 to 6 years in between. Actually, the other one was 1979. 80 there. Then I came in as 1989. Our sister, the scenario is my dad went to the bush, spent 5 years between one of my siblings and the one that followed, then the one I followed. There is a gap between 5 and 6 years. This simply meant that my dad left a home, went to the bush for all that period of time, was not even returning back. And even when he returned back, gave back to my sister, the one I followed. Between there, he again disappeared for about 2 years. Then came back in the 3rd year where I was born. So that one simply tells how a man can sacrifice his personal interest, his personal life, and dedicate to serve the country. From one barracks to another, I want to tell you, these people don't even, when they tell you you are going today, it does not even ask for a day to come and maybe set off a family and settle them. No, they have to go. Secondly, now as a child, I see a lot as a sacrifice, because just imagine, a child of a soldier can spend a year without seeing a dad or seeing a mother. This person can go for example, these days, someone goes for AMISOM in Somalia, or someone goes in DRC Congo for peacekeeping missions, I want to tell you, you can spend over 7 months or a year without seeing them. Either you talk to them on phone. So in that way, as a child, you are deprived of some privileges. You know what it means to have a dad, what it means to have a mother when you wake up in the morning. But you find, that's where my sister said that a child of a soldier is more or less a soldier. Because in most of the cases, you grew up, you parent yourself. The dad is there, few weeks, he goes. He comes back late. Sometimes, even when he comes, because of what they go through, you leave a home like more or less a barracks. He wants to do things at a given time, and for them it is an order. It does not take whether to be a child. He does not do these things of babysitting children. So that is more the time that we grew up in. You see, you find you have a father, he's doing a lot to sacrifice for the country, but as a child you see as if this man is either torturing you. So all that, I want to tell you, is a sacrifice. Secondly, we also sacrifice in terms of the love. You would love to wake up in the morning, see your father and mother, they are there together, spend a year. Sometimes you want to go out as a child, go to KFC or this like now, but you not have this. So you sacrifice that part of life as a child. Then immediately you have to let your father serve the nation. Lastly, I think it is within. We grew up, most of us grow up in barracks. So you find you are in a barracks, you grow up seeing all those. You miss the life out here. It is a protected life. It is a life that is guided on what to do, when to do it. You don't need to just move far. You are just, as a child, you are running up and down, and the national anthem is being sung in a barracks, so they are lowering down or raising the flags. You have planned those things. So sometimes as a child, you grow up and like Banobatu Tulugunya. They are like mistreating us. So sometimes there is surely a lot that we miss than those children that grow out here.
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting. Thank you, Ndov. I come to you, Henry. You speak for the SODAF, or sons and daughters of the armed forces. Interesting. Living in a house with a gun. Is it a privilege that you feel that you're always protected, or it is a scarecrow?
Thank you so much, brother. But first of all, what I can assure you, as you know, when you're a child, you're a child. I am very sure when you're a child, you can't be able to know that you're sure that now your security is safe, is guaranteed because you have a gun inside the room or at home. But as you keep growing, maybe that's when you can end up realizing, knowing that maybe it was due because your dad was a soldier or your mom. But when you're still a child, when you're still young, it is quite challenging. Actually, what I can tell that as you grow up, that's when you can be able to realize that this is a gun. Maybe it's because my dad is a soldier, I'm a child of a soldier. You start getting used to the situation, then you move on with life. Yes.
Interesting. Fabe,
Yes, please.
Growing up in a freedom fighter family, does that shape your values and also a sense of responsibility to feel that you love Uganda, you feel Uganda? Alone here I was talking about living in a barracks and living that kind of life. Every time they sing national anthems,
I know.
they are raising the flag. Every time you have to be on standby and stop. I heard that when they are raising the flag, you have always to stand still.
Stand still.
And also when they are singing the national anthem. Do you think that in this way it could have shaped your values as a citizen of this country, but also increased that kind of sense of responsibility?
Yeah, wow. I want to assure you, my dear host, that everything has an advantage and a disadvantage. But being a child of a soldier, I want to assure you that we are personally, I am super proud to be a child of a soldier.
Interesting.
Despite the small challenges we face as humans. But I want to also tell you that when you look at a child of a soldier, with how we grow up from the barracks and what, I'm assuring you that you will tell a behavior of a child of a soldier when you move out in the society. They are well behaved, they are well tamed. We are only missing out one thing, and that's why we are saying we shall not let go. We are here to preserve the legacy of our parents. We are missing out the love. You know how when you're growing up, actually today's nurturing is about the parents. We have gotten problems of not being nurtured by our parents. This is where you will find we are getting early pregnancies just because you are desperate. You don't have a parent. Your father is this side, your mother is the other side. And also our well-being or the welfare of a child of a soldier is not good. Why? We grew up. Personally, I'll give an example of my own self. I grew up in the barracks where everything was free. I had free water. I wasn't paying any bill. My dad wasn't paying a bill, but he was paying in maybe in another way of him fighting for this country. But it is not seen, it is not purely impacted on them or even us to see it direct that you're paying you are paying somewhere somehow. But we grew up with free food. I was given a tray of eggs every month. Those are 30 eggs every day. I have to eat 1 egg. You grow up having free portion.
Sometimes we call that a privilege, that you people are privileged, son and daughter.
Yes, you're privileged at that moment. But once you grow up, and now you want to face a society where you also you have grown up, you're a responsible father, you have to struggle for your own. I want to assure you, find a challenge when you get out here and you start paying rent, you start buying food, you start being, you do not know anything about this, and you have not even been brought up in that nature of learn to be shrewd, learn to work, learn to do this and pay for your bills. So in most cases, that has brought a challenge for children of soldiers. And as UCAFNet, we realize that this is also a problem. Most of them have ended up on streets. Most of them have ended up being single mothers, have ended up being goons. They're also in the opposition. And we are trying so hard to see that we bring back these people and bring back their hope. Tell them now, you see, the president needs to know us. He needs to know that our parents suffered. And we are not the way we are because it's choice. Sometimes it's not choice. We are entirely saying it's because we missed the love of our dear beloved parents, because they were sacrificing or are still sacrificing for this country. And so we have to come together and also be heard. Our education, I've told you, is not so well. As you know, we move places to places. Sometimes also the welfare of a soldier is not enough to support. They produce many. Yes. Our parents have produced children, and it's not their will, or sometimes that it's a blame, we should blame them. A man, for example, my dad, you were here you were in Mubende, and then out of the blue, you are given a transfer to go to Gulu. You don't have, first of all, the means to transfer the whole family. You had just settled in, you have maybe bought some chairs and what, looking at that luggage, carrying it, the burden, you end up leaving a family in Mubende, you go start another family in Ugulu. You don't blame them. They are in the operation out there. They have spent 6 months. They are also humans. So when they meet women out there, or women meet men, eventually nature will call. And hence, you end up producing. So we are saying our fathers have many children, not out of will, but because of the circumstances around them. So we end up being here and everywhere. Now we need to bring these people together.
Interesting.
But I am telling you, I am proud to be a child of a soldier, though there are things we are missing as children of soldiers.
Interesting. Challenges will always be there, but we pray that perhaps we know how best we can address them. I come to you, Elon.
Yes, please.
We talk about from the household level, we have talked about the life of a child of a soldier, but now allow me, now we shift our gears to the associations that we represent on this program tonight. Why did you come up with this idea of being in some associations, being in this kind of a network, and what are some of the privileges that you see there?
Thank you so much. As children of soldiers, we have already, based on the background, we have always came up with innovatively to think on how we can help ourselves transform. That's how we ended up, or we end up forming associations. For example, myself, I come from Kazini Community Care Initiative, where this association, or it's a circle, kind of, it was formed as after realizing that as a child of soldier, there is a lot out there that I can use, leverage on, the legacy of our parents, the wealth creation programs, the different programs that this government give. That's when we came up with the idea of say, let us look around, get our friends who have similar background, then join hands as fellow children, we uplift one another, then use the chances or the opportunities available. For example, we know very well that now in a country you can form an association or a circle and be helped through government and also through the different programs that are already in the country. But also look at the problems around us. How can we come up with solutions? That's how we formed. And I want to tell you, moderator, that sure this has worked. It is not only Kazini in isolation. There is out there, like you've seen, my sister here comes from another association, my brother Sodaf. We have many associations. But the primary objective of these associations, one, is wealth creation. The president has always been clear that the development is for the country, is for the whole community. But wealth creation is personal, is individual. Therefore, there can be a road, a tarmac is everywhere, hospitals are there, schools are there, we have studied. But now, what is at home? Me myself that I can take. I am a child of a soldier, fine. I grew up, I studied in government schools. But now I have to look after myself and my children that I've given birth to. So eventually, that's how we come up with these ideas. That, okay, me myself cannot work. And surely this one has come as a result of a long listening and learning from His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, telling the country that you need surely to see how best you can transform yourself from poverty to at least grow some wealth. So basing on that, we formed associations. These associations are working, but it was not pulling out the voice as my sister said. That's how we say, okay, after forming associations, different associations in the country, you go to Gulu, the associations. West Nile, they are there. You go to Eastern, my brother there, comes from the Eastern. Central here, in the North, in the West, they are there. Then we said, okay, can we form one umbrella that can now speak for all the associations to address the affairs of a child of a soldier. So when I speak here, I want the country to know that it is not us that you see here in isolation. No, out there are many associations where you can now link to the network. And for us, we believe we can, through this, we can protect the gains, because already they are there. We are grown up. We are born not even knowing that we shall survive for a day. Some of our colleagues were born during the war, that protracted war of 1981 to 86. Many of them have survived in different ways.
Okay.
But now, how can we now ensure that we use the gains in place put by our parents, the security, the democracy that is already here, the infrastructure development that has taken place. Look at the schools, the hospitals. How can we now use those gains
Platforms, okay.
now to drive wealth creation?
We're
That is
talking.
at our stake.
We're going to have more time to talk about the guidance that we have to protect. But still on the associations, I come to you, Wabweyo. You come from SODAF,
SODAF, Sons and Daughters of the Armed Forces.
now which is now belonging to United Children of the
Yes,
Armed
United
Forces.
Children of Armed Forces.
Why do you think that you had to leave there and to come to the big umbrella? What is that you see in the bigger umbrella?
Well, as you've been heard from even some of these colleagues of mine, that we have many associations outside there for the children of the armed forces. But we said we need to unite, we need to be one, we need to have one umbrella. As the president also was advising us, because he's the one even who launched this umbrella, he said we should come together as one umbrella. We unite so that we can be able to be helped in case there is any program for the government that we need to follow up, in case there is any activity that we are supposed to engage in or to get involved as children of the armed forces. They must find us when we are united, because it could be very hard for the government to start looking for the association after the association. But if we come together as one unit, as one umbrella, when we united, it can be very easy to trace us. It can be very easy for us to do something in case there is any program, there is any activity that we need to get involved in. Like for now, as children of the armed forces, though we are not directly involved in politics, but we are mobilizing for His Excellency in a very organized way and strategic, whereby we are even on ground, each and every village in this country. Children of soldiers are reaching out there, to each village, to each parish, sub-county, district level, up to the national level in Kampala here. We have the leadership of UNICAF, United Children of Armed Forces Network, whereby it is helping us a lot, so that in case of anything we are doing it in an organized manner and in a disciplined way as children of soldiers.
Okay, you can conclude on that point, please.
Since as children of soldiers, discipline is in our DNA. We are very disciplined and unique. Actually, if you get in touch with a child of a soldier, you can be able to tell and identify that this is a child of a soldier.
Yeah.
We are totally unique, disciplined and organized. Very sharp, and that's why we are doing very well in the field there during this mobilization period. Doing very well. Thank you.
Interesting. Faber, are you able to accommodate all these associations? They are still coming, and they seem to be many. And Dobe says that there are still many, even those that we have not had, and they are still being established. The new ones are still being established. How is UNICAF trying and prepared to accommodate all these associations, but also to handle and address their concerns and challenges?
Well, yeah, it's true. The associations are many, and we agree. There are those that were formed a long time and are in existence, but maybe they do not know about UCAFnet. We are here to tell them that all the Ugandans, all the children of soldiers, like I started, if you're watching that from wherever you are, kindly know that there is an umbrella that takes all the associations of this of Uganda, of the Armed Children, Armed Forces Network. Please join in, and those that are hoping to also form up, kindly I would also request, if you know of any association in your area where you are, join that association. If it has already subscribed to the network, then we shall be able to reach out to you. Otherwise, when you stay the other side and you are not recognized, you're not seen, you're not known, it will be hard for you to benefit from UCAFnet as we go on to lobby for the different associations that we already registered. And as UCAFnet, of course, our constitution is very clear. It is open that any association that is there should come. But we have a limit on the newly that you have known. UCAFnet is there, let me go and form an association. That one we have a boundary, because if we leave it open like that, it is going to make even somebody will have an association of 3 members and says I have members and this is my association. We are saying we are accommodating the associations that are already in existence. Come, the book is open, our thingy is open. You come and register, and we know you are there. You give us your vision and mission, and actually we are ready to accommodate you. For the ones that have not yet formed, link up with those ones that are already in your areas. Like my brother said, we already have associations all over Uganda. We have associations in Western Uganda. We have an association. I am a PRO personally. I'm a PRO for UCAFNet. I'm here to preach the gospel, and I strongly believe that this mobilization that we are on right now is doing a great job for also us as children of soldiers to know our fellow members who are out there that had not yet known about the network. Now the network is here. We are registering people, and also our dear host, we want to let you know that UCAFNet is having numbers. We have a very big, we are 10,000 plus.
Okay.
In my local language, I will call it Mtwari Nechindi. So we are saying we are ready to mobilize for NRM and the President of the Republic of Uganda, none other than Tubuhabura Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and we are promising him 85% as we children of soldiers, because we have done this job and we are collecting all our members. I only want to urge the youths out there, all the members have tried to meet, my fellow youths have tried to meet leaders. Please, there is this system that is going on. Somebody is preaching, people are preaching violence. Say no to violence. Say no to voting violence. That you declare you have won. Please, you are found out there declaring yourself as a winner, and you go in violence, you will be held responsible for all the actions you do, because Uganda has laws and rules. You will be taken in courts of law, or you will be imprisoned, and then you start saying foot soldiers, smile foot soldiers, they release us. Please, you are warned in advance. Don't dare yourselves. I urge my fellow Matotos, after the elections, go and tick your President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in a bus. You tick where the bus is. And also, we want to emphasize, don't be so happy. I love my president, and you end up spoiling the vote. You love your president Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, you go to his picture, tick 3 times because of the love. You are killing the vote. Okay. Because you love, you hate the other opponent, then you go and cancel. You say this one I don't love, then you go to the other one and tick. Please, I beg you, have one tick, have one thumbprint, put it in the right box, and smartly go back home and wait for the results to be announced by EC. Okay. Not involve yourself in violence.
Thank you. And Abe, I come to you. You all seem to be interested and also engaged into the campaigns. And you say, rightly, if I'm to quote, that you're campaigning for the NRM candidate, that is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. But you also mentioned something to do with the protecting the gains. But also realize that in some communities there are people asking about the gains. Now, talking about defending the gains, what are those gains that you are really telling the people of Uganda to vote for your candidate to defend those gains?
Thank you, sir. First of all, Ugandans, you must know, most of you, or many of you, are even older than me. In 1981, the president, together with a few gallant men and women, went to the bush. In this country, let us, first of all, for someone to understand what a gain is, you must first know where you were before receiving anything. Then where are you now? First of all, in 1986, this country had not even, I must say, had no economy at all. Because you remember very well that those past governments had already spoiled the economy through different policies that they even brought, mostly with the Idi Amin expelling the Indians. The economy collapsed. The president has built this economy through the different sectors. For example, let us talk about the security. Sir and members, please, men and women, know that we have now security in the country. To an extent that if you move from the north, go to the west, to the south, to the eastern, there is no border that has no security. That is a gain. Because you remember the other time, this country was divided into 4 parts. The north was there, struggling. A piece was only maybe identified in the central here. That's why there is even slightly some parts of some change in development, that at least in the central it is somehow ahead. So security is surely a gain that we must protect. People shouldn't say that security is God-given. No. Security is leadership given, and that leadership must know the dangers of insecurity, the dangers of violence, like my sister was saying. So the security is a gain that we have achieved after 1986, and it has surely matured now, because after 96 there was Lakwena, there has been Konyi in the west, in the north, and all those issues that the ADF in the DRC and Kasese areas. It is the president and the NRM government that has sustained the security in this country, and we are surely saying let us protect that gain. 2 is the infrastructure and development. Look at the country now, my brother, and you people out there. We have Tamaka Road. At least for me, I always bring it to a narrow man's understanding, that you just consider, tell me where you come from. If you come from Kampala here, that you go to your home district and you are not on a tarmac. Very few districts that have not been connected. That is a gain. I know the country is large. Even some roads have been made and need to be repaired. Like now mine of Hoima Road. It is under reconstruction. But that is a gain. At least we have tarmac everywhere. 3, look at the industries coming up. Look at the factories. People complain. I know these opposition sometimes want to say there are no jobs, but I think they look at government. Go to the other sectors of the country. We have jobs in agriculture, in manufacturing, in ICT. These are the gains at least we have achieved. Look at the hospitals. The other day we were looking into manifesto of the NRM. Do you know that at least 78 of 80 of these countries' districts all have the sub-counties? 80% of our sub-counties have health center 3s. Even where like mine in Bananywa, where I come from, at least they have a health center 2. It is now in a process of upgrading. This is a gain. It has been built with the time, so we need to protect it. 3, you can look at schools. At least 86%. This NRM government has put primary schools in every parish. 86%. If you want to understand, go to your district. Me, I come from Changwazi. Out of the 21 sub-counties, 148 parishes, 120 parishes have primary schools. There are only 60.
But what is the state of those schools?
Good. These schools, 1, they at least have a structure of all the primary school, of all the classes, from primary 1 to primary 7. 2, at least they have not less than 2 teachers in every class. 3, at least there is a kafandi that comes in.
That is in Chengwas or entire country?
In the entire country, by the way. This is true.
2 teachers.
At least 2 teachers in every class. That's why they say the average is between 40 to 80 children, because of the population. You know, with this all security and the peace we are enjoying, people are producing. So you find in a school like mine where I studied from, me, I'm a product of UPE in Mtunda Primary School. That school today has over 800 population in number. So that is large. So I want to tell you, these are in place. We at least have, someone can say they are poor. They are no teachers. They are enough. They say there are no enough teachers. There are no enough materials. But at least the schools are there. That is the primary objective. Then 3, look at the electricity. At least in Uganda, electricity has moved up to the sub-county level. We have many sub-counties you can count. At least every sub-county in this country, it's almost 65-70% electricities have moved to at least a sub-county. Now, from the sub-county, it has to move to a village, to a parish, now to a village. We appreciate, and we must say this is a gain that we have achieved. It has not come on a silver plate.
Interesting.
At least we have moved. So, when we are saying that we have moved and we have these gains, the issue is now protecting those ones that we have, then looking at how now we can improve. Because after getting what you eat, now you look at what is the quality. But you cannot talk about the quality before having enough. You can't say I need fried chips when you even don't have kaunga.
Okay.
You cannot say that.
Interesting.
Yes.
Thank you so very much, Ndole. I come to you, Henry. Fabi talks about violence, and also Ndobe talks about the gains. But how can the current generation, the Generation Z, protect these gains that you're preaching in the campaigns, protect the gains that you're preaching today, and by this generation, without resorting to violence, as we have seen in some countries?
Yes, thank you. We as children of soldiers, as I told you, that we are strategically organized and disciplined. Actually, we are emphasizing and targeting. First of all, we are aiming at children of soldiers, mobilizing them, teaching them, educating them, and actually we are preaching the gospel of promoting mutual ideas and views of matters of common interest, and of which this is protecting the legacy of our parents. Now, when it comes to trying to control or to fight against violence and all that, first of all, we as children of soldiers, we are the guardians of this legacy of our fathers fought for. We should put in place everything we do, whatever we think about, we should put in place, number one, to protect this country's peace and security. Security for this country has done a lot. We are behind, and it is behind us. We are supporting each other. As we always say, for example, in police, there is always a saying which says, "Yamba police, police na ye kuyambe." We are working hand in hand with security agencies as citizens who love our country to make sure that we don't go by this other, like for example, politicians who are misleading the youths. So we have some bad, I can say bad politicians who are misleading the youths. Actually, after realizing the good things, the gains, the sacrifices, the products that our fathers who went to bush and who fought, what they did, and now they end up coming in, they start confusing the younger generation, they tell them the lies, they start misleading them, telling them lies. For example, when you come to issues like PDM programs, like for the government, we have programs that can help the people of this country, that can help the youth, that can help the poor people, the vulnerable. But you find the politician is standing on a podium telling people that PDM is useless. Actually, you vote me and then I take away all this rubbish. It is useless. So those are the things that, like when we have these bad politicians that are trying to make sure that they create a group of people, more especially the youth, to promote violence, and of which we as children of soldiers, we are on ground. We are teaching, we are educating the youth. We are telling them whatever we can do with all our support to make sure that there is no violence in this country, there is security, there is peace, there is everything to do that we can make sure we can do to make sure that our country is stable and peaceful.
Fabi, do you think that the sacrifices by your parents, the revolutionists, the freedom fighters, have been adequately recognized today?
Yeah, somehow they've been recognized, but with the upgrowing of the opposition, I think our dear host, allow me, I want to be so articulate to this point. I want the Ugandans to know the achievements that we have gotten from our dear freedom fighters. I would want also, first of all, to mention out the liberation and end of dictatorship. We remember very well in 1986 the capture of Kampala and overthrow of Tito Okello and Idi Amin regimes. This brought an end to brutal military culture, political instability, and gross human rights abuses. That is an achievement, that when the President of the Republic of Uganda captured power in 1986, dictatorship came to an end. People today are still preaching there on their podiums. The politicians are saying there is dictatorship, this man has overstayed. Dictatorship, when you can even stand on TV and call him what you call him, that is not dictatorship. A dictator would not even allow you to go on campaigns and start a rally behind him, or go in a different district when he's also in another district. That's not dictatorship. Another one is about restoration of peace and security. Gradual pacification of northern Uganda. We have the LRA conflict, disarmament of militaries, and enabling relative national security. We all know that we had conflicts in northern Uganda, but today we don't see such. We are now just moving on, very happy. Northern Uganda can testify, and I want also strongly to say, it is a region where the President of the Republic of Uganda is going to perform very, very, very high. We have the constitutional reforms. That is an achievement. In 1995, constitution and multi-party democracy, decentralization, human rights protection, creation of institutions like Uganda Human Rights Commission, Inspectorate of Government, all those are achievements. Ugandans, let's not be misled. These are our achievements, and we shall protect them. We as children of soldiers, we are saying, please, the President and his colleagues have done enough. Now we need to protect these gains. We have the economic revival, economic recovery programs in 1987 onwards, and stabilized the economy, attracted foreign investment, growth sectors, agriculture, ICT, oil and gas discoveries like Lake Albert, you know. So you guys, I am saying we have the gains, we have seen them, we have to protect them. We are saying
apart
let's
from
bring
the gains,
back.
I put the question to you. Do you think the sacrifices of the revolutionists and freedom fighters have been recognized today?
I am saying them not being recognized, like I said, they are not yet recognized. When
What
I
is
see
that you think that has not been recognized?
people are not recognizing the peace that they have. Somebody asked me the other day when I was somewhere in a mobilization exercise, somebody asked me, as a fellow youth, I team up with them, opposition boys, and they tell me, go to Gambe Dembe, in their local language. Do we emirembe tujiria? I asked them, do you eat insecurity? If you don't eat insecurity, then also you just know that you would rather be with peace than having the what? The insecurity. If you are free to move in this country at night, a youth, you don't even have an ID. You're not asked where is your ID. You're not hammered. You're not being told to eat your slippers. You're moving with the shoes, and you're told remove your shoes. I heard of that way back before we were born.
Okay.
There was such a regime.
Thank you. Time is not on our side.
Yeah.
Interesting. Parting shots, I would request that you give your concluding remarks, but also perhaps we can share, and I pick your perspectives on what should the state or society do to protect the gains and also recognize the efforts, the sacrifices, and also the values of the freedom fighters. I will start with Henry, I come to you, Fabe, and I will end with you.
Come again.
Ndobe. Your parting shots.
Come again with the question.
No, yes.
What should the state do or society do to protect the gains, but also recognize and embrace the values of the freedom fighters in this country?
Thank you. Actually, the communities and the societies and all Ugandans, we are urging you, let's get organized. There's a certain person one day who said that the future belongs to the organized ones. When we get organized, when we work together, when we work hard, actually working hard is not being weak, not being redundant. Actually, it can help us to protect our gain through working hard. If we don't work hard, the useless people will come and then they wash all these gains away. Okay. But if we become organized and we work hard to protect, let's protect these gains day and night. That's what we are doing. For example, we as children of soldiers, we are working day and night without a budget, without anything, and we are happily working. We are moving village to village. All what we are doing is we are protecting our gains. We are requesting all Ugandans, all the youth, to come and join us. Let's vote for President Museveni. That's the number one issue. That's the only solution, number one. There are many solutions. There are many points that we can do, that we can raise to make sure that the gains are protected. But number one, let's first vote for President Museveni.
Okay. Vibe?
Thank you so much. My remarks to the Ugandans and my fellow watoto wa jeshi, I say, let's protect the gains. First of all, Uganda, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni came to Uganda or saved this country when Uganda needed such a leader. We were so horrible, and today we are happy as youths. We are enjoying the fruits of his sacrifice and his colleagues. I urge you to stay away from the violence that our opposition leaders are preaching. Okay. Please don't go there. And all children of soldiers out there, I urge you, join the network. We shall benefit from this. I love you. I remain yours, the PRO, UCAFNet, and chairperson of Fruits of Revolution.
Interesting. But also, do you all speak Swahili?
Yeah, I do.
Henry, do you do?
No, but I can hear, I can speak.
Okay.
Just little.
I wanted you to have 1 minute or just a statement, of, especially to those children who are still in barracks. They can pick from this conversation. But if all of us don't speak Swahili,
I can speak as a I can give them.
Okay, just yes, one statement please for the children.
Watoto wa jeshi wenye wako bado nyumbani huko kwa mabaraksi, tunataka kuambia kwamba tuliform up hii organization inaitwa UCAFNet, na wambia mkuje tuungane. Kuungana niyo bora. Ukikuwe huko umekoseka baba au na mama, tuko hapa kuelezea ati UCAFNet itasikiliza mambo yako, na tutafuta namna tunaweza kusaidia nawe pia kuwa mtu kwa Uganda.
Interesting. Thank you so very much. I'm learning Swahili. I was able to pick some of the statements and words, but it is interesting that we are in East Africa and Kiswahili is our official language. And Dobe, please, in a minute.
As I part, I want to, first of all, like the question you asked, what should the government do to make sure that people understand and appreciate the grades? One, I want to tell leaders, because I know for this one, NRM, from the mobilization we have made, is going to win. But I want to tell now NRM leaders that when we go out there to work, serve the people, let us serve them diligently, but also with accountability. Let us make sure that we have the government, President Museveni, through his wisdom, he has put these platforms. Let us use them to tell them what the government is doing for them.
Okay.
You know, wherever there is a little understanding, of course ignorance takes part and it will occupy space. So the opposition is using the inadequacy of the good information to disinform. So I want to tell the country that as government must be accountable by telling the people what they are doing in their places. Lastly, as a community, as people of Uganda, let us appreciate where we have come from. Young people, Generation Z, you are not, youth is not a privilege. It is just a stage of life. The president has always told us that this is a stage of life. Okay. Our parents grew up in a situation where there was bad governance. We have taken advantage of good governance today. Why can't we create jobs? Why can't we be innovative to know that we take the advantages available in place to see that we secure our future? So okay. I want to tell you, community, don't go for violence. Make sure that we have peace and we have the liberty. We keep it. see that we succeed.
Interesting. That brings us to the end of our conversation. I want to thank you, our dear viewer, for being part of us from the time we started until now that we are ending our conversation. It was a privilege having you, Waweyo Henry, coming from SADF, and also Nayewari Faib is the PRO of Ukafnet. And of course, we had Ndove Alon also coming from United Children of the Armed Forces Network. It was a privilege having you, gentlemen and a lady, and of course the entire team of the State of Affairs on U24 television. Until next week, same station, same program. The repeat of this program is always on Friday from 10 to 11. You can, that is AM. You can always create time and be part of this conversation. All our media platforms, X, Twitter, you call it Twitter, Facebook, and also we are on TikTok. You can always follow and also subscribe to our different channels. I'm Paide Amon of Tega from me and the team.